What it do, man? It's your boy Wise coming back at you from the Reign of Fortitude, man. Another Helldivers video. Today we're gonna discuss why Helldivers is back to peak gaming, how the developers really are listening to the community, go over the major order one time, and as well my theory on how the Illumina attack patterns are working. But first, you already know what time it is. Give him that intro. Checking out the Helldivers 2 companion app. Looks like we're about 5 hours away from clearing the Rudder Prime. The squids are attacking as per usual. Got a bot planet that we can liberate. I made your order. You already know we're creating a center for science. We got a day and 3 hours left. 117,000 divers out there, so do what you can, boys. Get out there, die for democracy, spread that man's democracy. You already know. And I have a theory about the squids, man, and how their random attacks are working out around the universe. I kind of have a theory about it, but we'll revisit that a little later in the video because I really feel like it would seem like there's no impact to us winning or losing these, but there actually is, and I really think so. So it's been a fascinating week in the world of Helldivers, man. Got the big update. Got our first crossover collab event, man. People feeling some type of way. Some people happy, some people mad, some people sad. But at the end of the day, we're all glad and fight for Super Earth, which is what pleases me the most, man. Helldivers 2 is definitely peak gaming. It's what every multiplayer game should be, but isn't. Even with the monetization, which I know the Killzone compilation caused a little bit of a stir this week. Some people were upset about the prices and things like that. My personal take, I'm of the mindset of, why would I be upset about that with all the free content that we get? We get $10 war bonds with plenty of bang for the buck. There's literally 10 war bonds in the game at this point. Yes, the collab was cool, and I get some people don't want to get FOMO and things like that. But I personally feel like Arrowhead's done a really good job of trying not to have that in the game for the most part. And for what it's worth, Arrowhead's had their missteps, but they've done an outstanding job. And I do mean outstanding job of like taking player feedback and implementing what they can as best they can into the game. That 60-day patch when the players were telling them, hey, the game's not fun anymore. We really want to change this. They could have ignored that. They could have stayed down the same road, but no. They chose to listen to their players, and Johan and everybody else on the team decided that it was just better to give the players what they want and make the game fun again, because at its core, that's what Helldivers is about. It's about a wild, wacky, fun time in a fantasy militarist shooter with your buddies. You know what I'm saying? For Super Earth. Hoorah. And it's just good to see a development company actually learning from their mistakes, listening to their community, and working together with their community to keep the game where everyone's happy. Now, you can't please 100% of the people 100% of the time, so I don't expect, nor would I expect for them to do stuff like that all the time, as far as like, well, they gave away the second page for free because people were upset and they didn't want anybody to feel stiffed or have FOMO. And I get that part, but I do want us as a community to take a moment and, kind of start giving them their flowers, because Helldivers is an amazing game. And did it have a down period? Yes, it had a down period. And for those divers who are like me and we were there for the rough times, we're there for the lows and the high times, So at the end of the day, the devs do what they can. Like I said, nobody says they're perfect, but, and they're not going to have mistakes or mess ups. But at the end of the day, they do their best to try to correct those when they can. And at this point, the game is peak. I mean, it's always been peak in my opinion. Did it have some shortfalls or short moments? Yes. But has it always been peak in my opinion? Also, yes. This is my top game of 2020. This is my game of the year. This is my number one played game on my Steam account. I've put an ungodly amount of hours into this game. So yeah, I love the game, and I want the game to continue to be great, stay being good. And the only way it does that is if we support it through buying the war bonds, through getting super credits, through it's just like any other multiplayer game. So I don't want everybody to get too comfortable, like, oh, well, they gave us something for free, we should harp on them every time. Like, no, we shouldn't. We have to accept the fact that sometimes we're gonna have to pay for things. If we want the game to stay fun and them to be able to keep putting cool stuff in the game, then we gotta support the game. And the way we support the game is buying things that they put in the game that we can purchase. Their monetization model is probably the best in the industry, if we're being honest. I mean, I play a lot of multiplayer games. I've played a lot of things. Free multiplayer games, multiplayer games that are full price, $40 ones. Listen, the monetization in this game is probably the best in the industry. $10 can get you any number of war bonds, all with unique items that add different features to your gameplay. And it's up to you. None of it is fear of missing out. Literally everything that they put in the game since day one is available for anybody who buys the game right now, 10 months later. So, I don't know, man. I just really feel like they should, I really feel like, sometimes the community can overreact. You know, I'm one of those people who will be the first one to tell you, as a person who's been a part of the Helldivers community since day one, since the game dropped. I've been in the Discord, all of that since day one. The community does tend to overreact more times than not about very small, minute things. Sometimes they're valid, and sometimes complaints can be valid, but sometimes it can be crybaby-ish. Like the kill zone thing. Like I said, I get why some people would be upset because we're used to a certain standard of things costing a certain amount, but at the same time, we have to understand that if we're gonna get different cool stuff that's like outside of the Helldivers universe, that may cost us a few more super credits. We just have to, we might have to pay that tax for it. And I'm okay with that because I love the game and I want to support the game, and I'm here for the long haul. I'm riding the ride. So I'm all for paying for these things. But I get why some people would be upset. I don't think it was too egregious. Do I think maybe they should have let people know ahead of time that it was going to cost more? Yeah, I think they should have done that, and I think people maybe had they let it be known ahead of time, like, hey, this is gonna cost a little more than your standard stuff that we put in the store. I feel like if they had done that, people maybe would have taken to it a little better. But Pilstead already said that they were looking into, this is their first time around. They were looking into other ways, so I'm sure the next time they do a collab or something premium to that nature, that it probably won't play out that way. So that's cool. That's no here nor there. Like I said, it's just another example of, developers listening, and we don't have to necessarily hound down their throats all the time. They hear us, they're gonna respond when they can. They do a good job of communicating. I think the CCO Pillstate was in what's the guy's name? Thick Fillet. He's another Helldivers creator. He came to his stream actually the other day and was answering questions to people in the chat and things like that. So it's obvious that they care about their game as much as we care about the game, and they love the fact that we care about the game. So let's just all keep the temperature down when they mess up, and they need to be called out for it. I'm sure people will do that, but let's not over exasperate every single thing that happens in the game, because at the end of the day, we won't get fun stuff in the game, and the only way we get fun stuff in the game is to contribute with our wallet. Unfortunately, that's just how it is with multiplayer games if you want them to live. Helldivers 2 is almost a year old at this point. A lot of games don't have content running this long. You know what I'm saying? So if we wanted to keep going, we gotta support. So let's just do that, guys. And I'm sure Arrowhead will at least try to keep our best interest in it. I know everybody be worried about big bad Sony, but I'm sorry, I'm a PlayStation guy, so that's also not a big deal to me. This business have to make money. If you want cool things, you gotta pay for them. That's kind of how it works in my mind. I don't think Arrowhead would be too egregious to knowing how fragile their fan base can and fickle their fan base can be at times. So anyway, that's no here nor there. Next subject of hand. remember what I was saying about the Illuminate attacks. And by the way, man, the Illuminate are like a really super duper fun faction to fight, bro. I really love it. I can't wait till we get a full scale invasion of them. But speaking of full scale invasion, so my theory that I have about the Illuminate, there's a lot of jumping around with the Illuminates. And I saw somebody in Discord say, "Well, man, we're losing invasions to these guys, but it, like it doesn't. They don't think it's having an effect." And I think the effects are a bit different than what it is. I mean, they're clearly different from when the Terminates and the automatons attack, the bots attack. I think that when we win invasion incursions against the Illuminate, it slows the next attack. So in other words, if we win one today, like if we win the one that's going today right now, there won't be another Illuminant attack right away. It usually is like, from what I've been told, it seems like there's like a 4 or 5 hour window where there's like, if we win, then they don't pop right back up on the map right immediately. But if we lose the defense to them, it seems like they're back up on the map before that other defense or that other invasion's even all the way done. And leave it in the comment section. Tell me if you noticed this, if you've seen this, or hey, check it out yourself. When this Luminant invasion is over, when there's maybe like an hour, maybe 45 minutes left in it, another one will pop up because if we're not winning. If we are winning, then there will be a gap of a window, almost like it's giving us time to regroup to the next Illuminant attack. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like when we lose, we don't get that regroup time. And it seems, I really feel like that's the method in which what's happening right now. But again, I could be wrong, but that's what it looks like to me. Either way, it is what it is. This is a great update, man. Helldivers 2 is back to being peak gaming. Like I said, my personal game of the year, one best multiplayer game of the year. I hope it keeps going, and I'm here for the long haul. We're always on the front lines, man. The SES, reign of fortitude. We out here, man, for Super Earth Crash Out Divers. Hoorah. Hope y'all enjoyed the video, man. We're going to be back with another one on another time. In the meantime, man, I'm about to get out here and go fight some squids. Hopefully I see you out there on the front lines. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, man. Helps us out in the algorithm. Shout out to everybody who's been showing me love, man. But in the meantime, between times, it's your boy General Wise. We up out of there. Salute, and we go. Enjoy some gameplay.
It does happen sometimes.
I just saw it ricocheting in the sky. He's wild. On the 5 boys.